Yo, people, it's your boy Major, and as always, I'm with my brother Ace, and welcome back to another episode of Two Up Front. Ace, what you telling me, bro?
Oh man, I'm good, my guy, man. I was saying it for the stream that the tiredness I'm feeling. There's so many factors, and one of the factors has to be these World Cup games as well, bro. Like it's actually fried my sleeping pattern trying to catch some of these games at like 3 a.m. I don't know why I'm still up, but I say, man, I'm also trying to watch the game. So, but definitely been enjoying it, man. I've been good, man. How you doing, my guy?
Yeah, bro. Yeah, it's been good, man. World Cup, obviously, football. Good to be able to obviously watch football without club affiliations, or well, there's club affiliations with the
Yeah,
World Cup, but
yeah.
without your normal Premier League cycle, your normal kind of United, Arsenal, all of that stuff. Yeah, I think
It's
it's been
true.
nice to watch competitive football without the club element. But yeah, man, nah, I think I've watched a
No,
lot of these World Cup games, the majority of them, and I echo what you were saying about the sleeping pattern because it's not been easy,
Nah,
not been
man.
easy.
You know
Yeah,
what? We
man.
haven't actually spoken in a while, so I'm actually looking forward to this stream to even hear your thoughts on a lot of these different teams and the different talking points. Because yeah, man, there's definitely been a lot that's come up during it, around it. But yeah, no, let's get into it. Should be a good stream.
Yeah, man. Before we get into all the football chat, please make sure you smash the like button if you've not already. Subscribe if you haven't already. It would be greatly appreciated. But yeah, bro, I think obviously the appropriate place to start is the match that has just gone, which obviously was Brazil versus Japan. And I don't know if you're able to catch the whole match
Yo,
or majority. Yeah, cool. Yeah. But yeah, man. I think obviously group stage games, they're fun, but they're where the real jeopardy is when you reach the knockouts. And obviously with this World Cup format, it's a bit different because there's more teams. So you've got a round of 32. Then obviously you've got round of 16, quarterfinals, semi-finals, finals. But yeah, I think this was one of the fixtures that stood out. Like when you saw Japan versus Brazil, obviously you look at Brazil and you're like, Brazil are Brazil. Of course, they're not the Brazil of 98 or '02, with the superstars that we're used to seeing Brazil with, and kind of the way of playing that we're used to seeing that we associate with Brazil, but they're still Brazil. And yeah, I think they've picked up more rhythm as the games have gone on. I think they've gotten better. But Japan, I think they've impressed a lot of people in those group stage games. I think that they're just very technically secure and they're missing some big players as well.
yeah, I know.
Injury. But yeah, man, they've looked good. So I think a lot of people looked at this fixture and said, oof, this could be tough. And yeah, man, again, it wasn't straightforward for Brazil at all. Not at all.
No, they had to really work for it, man. Yeah, like
Yeah,
you say, but Japan, one thing you give them, they're very well organized. They know what they're doing,
drilled.
man. That midfield, they were not letting anything pass. So yeah, nah,
Oof.
it was gonna take a lot for Brazil, even on a good day, to get past this team in general. But yeah, man. So and I think that's kind of how the game played out, where Brazil too. I think you summarized it perfectly. That's the thing as well, is that what made it interesting also the fact that Brazil could also lose this game. Because you're Japan also technically are good enough footballers, where we saw in the Morocco game as well, where you have good enough footballers, you can transition quickly on them. You can really hurt this Brazil team too. There's weaknesses all over their team also, which I don't know. We can get into that later on, but that's the theme of a lot of the teams in general. There's not been many teams that I've looked at and you're like, oh, this team is in terms of the big names anyway. They're like, this team is really impressive, and I feel like Brazil are one of those. But yeah, man, bro, you have someone like Ancelotti. Understand? Knows how to get over the line. Understand? You have players of quality, which you can get into, but bro, Bruno, G, that fast to win the game. Yeah,
That
man.
was
Yeah, that's the
great.
kind of quality you need when you're kind of going up against a team that's also just that low and that well
Yeah,
organized. So nah, man, you have to give them a lot
yeah.
of credit.
What have you thought of Brazil prior to this match?
I think prior to this game, I felt like one of the main big changes that he made was definitely the Igor Thiago for Cunha
Oh,
up
for
front, because
Cunha,
that first game against Morocco, I said, this is every time I watch this guy, we spoke about it during the Premier League, bro. Every time I watch this guy play football, I'm like, I don't know what he's doing in those 3 p.m. kickoffs, but he's clearly a
bro.
bully. He's
Bro,
clearly a bully.
you don't want to be televised, bro.
You don't want to be televised.
You need. It's one of the ones you get the notification. Ego Thiago penalty, and then another one in the 82nd minute. 2 goals. You just see it, but you can't.
Bro,
you can't actually watch it on TV.
You can't verify that.
What,
bro.
yeah. Once you
true.
try to watch it on TV, it's toast.
Man. Yeah, man. So honestly, I think that was like they just didn't look great in that Morocco game in general. The midfielder just getting ran through. It just looked like there's nothing that's going to go far. Then I feel like they kind of have grown as the game has gone on. I also feel like the opposition probably hasn't been the great, especially that Scotland game. Man, I don't know how much we can.
Poor,
they
man.
were terrible.
Yeah, they were
so again, but
poor.
they had the quality. They punished them. So this game was definitely one where, like, okay, Brazil, you definitely still have weaknesses, and we've seen it like the Morocco game, and you've got better as it's gone on. But you can be hurt. So I think all of that together is what kind of brought this into like just a enticing kind of a match going into it, man. But yeah, what did you think about the game in general? What was your take?
Yeah, with this game, I feel like, like I said, it was gonna be a tricky game because Japan are no pushovers at all. Like, so yeah, like I thought it was gonna be a difficult one. I feel like Brazil, they started with like a lot of possession, but you could already tell that, like, I think you mentioned it, Japan was so well drilled that this was gonna be like a difficult team to break down. And I think Brazil just didn't really have much of a threat. I think that was their main problem. So like they're keeping possession, they're trying to move the ball side to side, but Vinny wasn't doing anything in the first half. Ryan wasn't doing anything in the first half. Cunha was like trying to drop deep, but he wasn't able to have much of an impact at all. So it was like, they were just stifled. Like, I think that's just what it was. They were stifled. And then they looked suspect when like Japan were now obviously having a go at them, and then you saw it with the goal where it's like Uncle Cass, man, my guy, but it's like, like commits, then he's just not able to get keep up, and he just gets bypassed, and then Gabriel as well backing off, and then boom, finish bottom corner, and then now you're thinking, all right, cool, this is gonna be a real test. And like I was even contemplating, I was looking at it and I was like, I don't know if Ancelotti is going to take Cass off at half time. Like I wasn't sure, but he left him on. And man, this guy is just, he's so clutch in the air. Like in the air, bro. I've seen it all season for us, but bro, it's just because even before he scored, he should have scored almost like it got cleared off the line. Before he actually got his goal. The chance that got cleared off the line. So like you threat there. And then funnily enough, I mentioned Cass with Japan's goal, where it's like, he just gets bypassed, and then Gabriel also backs off, and he should have done better. But then for this goal, Gabriel, I didn't even knew Gabriel had that in his locker.
I'm concerned. I'm scared about next season, bro. I'm scared about next season. I'm not sure Arteta knew himself either, bro.
I said I didn't even know he could operate in the half space like that.
Bro. See Gabriel whipping in those balls next season, bro. I'm concerned. I hope Arteta is watching this game.
I said, what?
So
that was a beautiful ball, and then Casemiro bang. So it's like the two players who kind of they didn't do great for that Japan goal. They made up for it there. And from there, like I think Brazil definitely looked better in the second half. Like I think, Vinny almost scored one of the goals of the World Cup.
When you
does him with the touch, and then it was beautiful. And then obviously the finish was good as well. But then the keeper's able to make a really good save to put it onto the post. But that would have been a great goal. But you felt like, the tide was turning. And I think overall, Brazil definitely deserved their win. And then, credit to Martinelli as well, because Bruno G, he played the pass. But, like the finish was also very good as well, man. And that's a big moment for him. Like, obviously, he's not a starter, but like, that's how like you leave your imprint on a World Cup, because it's like, even let's say you don't even get much minutes after this, it's like you've done that. Like, do you get me? Like, you've
scored the
done
winning
that,
goal.
to bring put Brazil through like to the next round. Like, you've done that, so it's like, so those things because I think Brazil, I don't think there's a heavier international shirt than the Brazilian shirt.
Man.
Like,
There is
obviously 5 times winners, Pele, R9, Dino, like, it's just so heavy. So, and I think obviously Neymar as well, like, there's been a lot of conversations regarding him and whether he was going to come to the World Cup and whatever the case may be, but he's had to obviously like try and get his fitness up. And I think at the moment, Ancelotti doesn't think that he's in a position where he can like play like a significant amount of minutes as well. So it's like, there's just a lot of pressure on these lot. Like, even when Cunha in the group stage, when he was coming in for Igor Thiago, like, I thought it was the right choice. And I was just hoping, I was like, because I know as well, Brazilians, Endrick, he's the golden child. So it's like, I don't know if you're seeing all the Endrick memes. Bro. Man. So I was hoping for Cunha. I said, brother, please. They're gonna finish you.
Hey, man,
so I was happy when he was able to like get his goals and doing the surf celebration and that. But it's like, I think it's just such a heavy shirt. So I think for Martinelli is a great moment. Even Casemiro, like after that first half, getting that goal is a great moment. Like Vinny, obviously before this tournament, it's not happened for him in a Brazil shirt. So like I think the main important thing for Brazil is that they were able to get through. They're gonna have to play better. And that midfield is gonna.
I even want to see who are they on the clinical show, because I don't know if I saw Ivory Coast. I don't know if it's true that it's Ivory Coast or Norway. Yeah, man.
Ivory Coast or Norway. Ivory Coast or Norway.
Yeah, that's gonna be another
they got tough. They got and then we'll see what happens on the other side. But it could be potentially, again, there's no guarantee England will get there. But if England were to beat Congo, which again is no guarantee at all, and then they would have Mexico in Mexico City if Mexico beat Ecuador, which again is a tough game. But that potentially could be a quarterfinal.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. Ecuador's a problem for them as well. Either team, Mexico, Ecuador, it's a problem for that England.
But I think it would be a problem either way. But I think Mexico at the Azteca,
they were actually
nasty.
They were actually crumble.
That's gonna be nasty. But hey, shout out to all my Congolese brothers and sisters, because that one's not even,
bro. Visa, I know Visa has something.
That's not easy, bro. Like, do you get me, fam? The African teams they're putting on. So but
we'll talk about it.
I think it was because the backlash, if you think England's bad, like if Brazil got knocked out in the round of 32, then it would have just been an absolute.
It would have got dark, man.
Yeah, it would have got. So I was happy. No offense to Japan, got nothing against Japan, but I wanted Brazil to go through. Like I've always liked Brazil, and I got Brazilian heritage, but so I wanted them to go through. I have to admit my bias, but at the same time, I felt like Japan, they showed it was a good showing. Like I think they've represented themselves really well in the world stage. So I got
look at me, bro. That's how you know I want Japan to go through, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Bro.
What's he doing now? No. Jokes aside, I actually didn't care who went through in this game. But if Japan went through, I'd have been like, fair enough. I like when these teams, if they put it together, you perform well. There's different ways to play, man. Oh that goal, it would have been mad. But but I think ultimately, unfortunately, it was also just quality in the end. Like Japan started to get tired. They're taking off their players, even though they're already missing players. Brazil are bringing on quality. What we think about Martinelli? He's still a Premier League. He's a Premier League winner. I didn't want to say it, but he's a Premier League champion. So fair play to him, man. And Bruno G, the pass, the quality in those dying minutes to pick him out in the box. Again, you can't give Bruno G that amount of space. He has a quality, picks him out, and Martinelli, very good touch, very good finish. Unlucky by the goalkeeper. But yeah, man, I mean, those are the margins, man. Japan, they've been trying to for years they've been trying to get through this what's it called? Last 16, last 32 thing, quarterfinals, but unfortunately, like it's not gonna be their year as well. But I think they can be proud of themselves. They just caught Brazil. Like at the end of the day, you can't be too mad if Brazil knock you out. Like
I do think overall as well, it was fair in the end.
Yeah,
like I do feel like I think Japan defended very well, but I think Brazil started to really impose themselves on the game. So I gotta give credit to them still.
I agree.
But yeah, bro. Let's move on to England, man.
Oh,
England.
Okay. Oof.
Obviously, England are through to the round of 32. They won their first match in the group stages. I'm trying to remember who they first played. Croatia 4-2, and then there was a 0-0 with Ghana, and then they beat Panama 2-0 in the last match. So yeah, bro, what have your thoughts been on England? I know you know what it is. I wanted to speak to you about this as well, because it's like I know previously when we've spoken about England and we've spoken about kind of like the midfield setup, I remember before we used to have conversations about like the whole Bellingham Rice thing and how you see Bellingham. And I was like, I always saw Bellingham more as an attacker, whereas it's like you thought like when Bellingham and Rice are there together, it's like it's negative. So yeah, I'm curious to hear what your thoughts are on the whole England and that midfield situation.
Bro, man, there's actually so much for us to get into in the England conversation. There's so much, I think as an overview, I think, and I'll talk back to your question as well. I think it started really positive with that Croatia game. I think we kind of saw what Tuchel was trying to do with this high pressing football. You see the players and the profiles of why he's picked the team as he's picked them and why he's chose the wingers. Wherever you think about Madueke or Gordon, it made sense that the profiles of players that he chose. And when, you know what, I see what you're trying to do here. You have a strategy, a tactic, fair play, and then I've caught most of this in listening to reactions and obviously the highlights afterwards. I was actually traveling back from Paris when the Ghana game was going on. But everything I heard about the game and everything I saw about the game personally, it was just ultimately just a game where for everyone that says you didn't pick certain profiles in your midfield that can help you against this type of opposition, that's just what happened. There's no rocket science. And then I think you go into the Panama game where that was the game that I watched again. And I was like, you know what, cool. You had a disappointing game last game. You started off well. Let's see how you do against Panama now. Just get through with some style. I saw Panama versus Ghana. I thought, a good team, but ultimately in the final third didn't have the quality. Ghana were able to nick in the end and 1-1-0. I was like, cool, expecting them to deal with them. And bro, that Panama game, I think it did more harm than good. Because I think, again, you just looked at the midfield, and even in this game, like that Panama game, Rice not playing, the way these Rice, I'm even concerned, bro. I have a crazy take. Because we're talking about there's no Premier League thoughts when you're watching these games. I listen, bro. If England go on to win, I'll be very happy. But there's a part of me that even just wants Saka, Rice to go home and sit down, bro. Like I'm watching this game, like Rice, this guy is battling for his life to be on the pitch. He doesn't play in this game. I'm seeing England get ran through. So I know he has to play and he has to be running around the whole pitch clearly to stop you. England just getting ran through by Panama. When there's gonna be better teams that's gonna come up against them. That's concerning. I'm seeing Saka. I'm saying, brother, man, you just look not a horrible performance. Like that just looks injured. It looks forced. Like I rather you're just resting at home. So now I'm at that place. I'm watching England now. I'm just like, my certain Arsenal players. I actually wish you guys were just resting while I'm watching this. That's my crazy Arsenal bringing Arsenal into.
I said it. I think I said it before, before the World Cup, and. Don't get it twisted. He was never going to do it, and I fully understand why. I wouldn't do it either. But yeah, it would have benefited Saka just to have the summer off, just to sort out.
Sometimes I think you have to take it out. You have to take it out of your hands, bro. He wants to go.
But you know what? It's the World Cup, man. It's just never good. Yeah,
hopefully
it's every 4
again,
years.
You get better as it goes on.
So that's why I don't blame him at all.
No. Again,
fun. Yeah,
you know me. I'm just talking. I'm saying my honesty.
Yeah,
this is
what would have been best for him, health wise, would just
is to just stay at home, bro. And then coming back to your question at the start, team, man, I think I still feel the same way when I look at the midfield. And again, I feel like the Ghana match just shows it again. Where so when you have Bellingham, you have Rice, you have Anderson, whatever you want to have in there, I see with Arsenal all the time, when you just miss someone who can just get on the ball in the midfield and just find an incisive pass in between the lines. In those type of games, you're always going to struggle when that's the midfield you play against. Maybe when it's a big team and it's like transitional.
Is that not supposed to be Anderson?
You know what it is? I'm not gonna lie, man. Anderson is a player I'm only really watching more now with the City move, and I didn't watch him too much. I mean, I'm honest, I'm thinking, but I heard that he's a incisive pass. But even when I watch him play, I don't think he's. When I think of incisive pass, I'm thinking someone like Wharton. I still feel like Anderson is a good passer, but I don't think he's like finding the striker running in behind, like clean type passer. Yeah. That's not what I think.
No, I agree. I was just saying that's like, isn't that not what like
he's meant to be?
What he's meant to be, yeah. Like
I don't know, man.
I agree. I think England need like a Wharton there. Like I think that would, even just having that, even if you're gonna say cool, you're gonna start with Anderson and Rice or whatever. Yeah. I think especially against Ghana, I feel like that was what you were missing. Like, and I just think you needed someone with a different, obviously. I won't even get on. I won't even get into the whole Cobby stuff and Henderson coming on before Cobby, and let me not even get started with all of that in it. Like, do you get me? Just before I get mad.
That is hilarious.
Yeah, like I feel like you need. I feel like in that midfield, like I think sometimes what they're lacking is someone like a Wharton who can play that killer pass. Or also someone like Cobby who can like progress the ball via dribbling and like beat a press.
Can I add one more name into that? Yeah. Or someone like Trent, which again we can circle back. And ultimately, my big final point watching England over the 3 games is that Tuchel, you just played yourself. Like there were just certain obvious decisions that you just should have made, you didn't make, and now it's come back to hurt you in the worst ways. You know when your luck is not going for you is when players just start dropping like flies in one position. Like it's just showing how obvious a bad decision you made in it. So like, I think ultimately it just shows that for all the like Palmer or Foden or Water, it just shows that ultimately he just did not get the squad selection right. Because also when you're bringing it, what was Henderson meant to do against Ghana? What if Henderson is the answer? What's the question?
Morale.
Like, what's the question, bro? Like, nah, man. Oh, I see Dan Burn there. What's he meant to do? Why is Lewis holding up there? Like, I think now it makes those decisions even more frustrating, and like why you big brain stupidly. Like, you played yourself. So let's see where England goes. I look at them and say their team, I think they're ticking time bomb. I think they're very lucky they got Congo and not Senegal. It was looking at one point in the next round, because I think that would have been an early exit. It's Senegal, even Ecuador, I think it could be a problem, but let's see. In it, but the
even
last couple games,
Congo could be a problem.
Bro. It could be a problem, like, but
Congo could be a problem.
It could be.
So yeah.
Yeah, Wendy said we were traveling back from Paris. Wendy didn't even know. I didn't know this even until you said that Henderson came on against Ghana.
Brother.
But no, let's not trigger him. It's okay, Major. It's okay.
Brother. Yeah, man. It's so you know what it is as well. Like I just think I remember I think it was like even the was it I think it was like last year. And I remember you were even talking about Henderson, and it's like you're giving him sympathy, like you get why,
man. Bro, that was the Nations League, bro.
Brother, we don't need Rice is there, like you got enough leadership, brother.
Yeah,
like,
man.
Do you get me?
I didn't think Tuchel took
like,
it too far,
this
bro.
Guy
took it too far, man.
Yeah, man.
Actually bring the guy. Like, you can actually fly on the plane with you. Is there any rule that Henderson can't fly with the coaching squad? Like, you don't have to play. You can just be there, be around, be with a man. Like, why can't you just do that? Why did you have to be selected as a player when you had players that you could have brought into this team?
He came on against Croatia. None of them came on against Ghana.
Oh, swear.
Henderson or Cobby. Yeah, not Croatia. Sorry, Panama. He came on against Panama. He did come against Panama. He came on against Panama. Yeah, like So that was that. I just think, man. I think England, you know what it is? It's gonna come. I'll say positives
Sorry, man. I'm just ranting because I remember one last thing
Go
that
on.
made me, bro. A game like against the Panama Spurs where the Harry Kane dropping in thing just starts to get annoying again too, bro. I mean, there's certain games and when he does it, it's just like, it's like the whole team is bad and you just dropping in to just ping the ball to Saka. Like he's now struggling to keep the ball in play. We're like, why are you even doing this to him?
Yeah, you know
like,
what it
just
is.
forced.
You know what it is. Yeah,
Oh, sorry,
I feel
I'm
like
done now.
I feel like Kane. Obviously, Kane's a quality world class player.
Yeah.
I think because what a lot of people are saying was that, you know what, Kane's just gonna do that. Like that dropping in thing, like it's just a part of his game now. So the reason why Tuchel has kind of tried to create the system he's trying to create and selecting the players he's selecting is to try and get the best out of that. But yeah, like I think there are just definitely times where it's just like, brother, please, like, please. And it's not to say that you can't pull off a crazy pass or whatever.
Yeah.
Like you can, man. But brother, please, like, just
bro,
like,
okay, yeah,
bro.
man. You know what? I'll give Wayne some credit, bro. It's just like, yeah, man. He's not running in behind no more. So now he's dropping in. He said, I have to do one of them.
But,
So fair play, man. You realize what you can still do, but man, it's rough, man. So yeah, England is just not very impressive. Like I think it's a matter of time.
I think positives, I'll say I think Bellingham looks like a guy for the big moments, which is someone that you always need. So I feel like having someone that can come up clutch is always good.
Wow, bro, that's the end of the positives.
They're free.
I thought you were gonna limit at least three things.
They're free to the next round. I mean, Kane scored.
Yeah,
like he scored. Like he scored against Panama. He scored 2 against Croatia, so that's good. Boy, man, yeah.
Okay, it's good to see that it's not just me, man. I was watching it, I was like, yeah, man. Oh, England, man. England. Like it also just felt like your like clearly Tuchel's a tactician as well. Like I think he's also like he's clearly knows what he's trying to do and how he's trying to play. But it's just certain things like how can you get a lucky chance that Livermore gets someone that we already know is injury prone, pulls up before the tournament, and then you call up Chalobah? Like why? Like you're trolling.
I think that Trent thing is like there's like that's not something. Just based on
bro. Just Spencer said clearly he wants his PMP lockdown defender. Like
that's like clearly he's making a point. Like I think that's one of them ones. Yeah, so
again, to be fair, I think in the bigger games it can work. I think it's just a game when they come up against one like Ghana, Panama, teams that want to sit back and just hit you on the counter. Boy, man, listen, as an Arsenal fan, I've seen it a lot, man. When if you don't have players that can find those incisive passes eventually, like and they have a big enough threat going the other way, it can be dangerous. But
so what would you go with team wise?
Oh yeah, bro, man. Even Rashford. I was watching the game at first. Like, you know what? This is why I was calling for you to play. I said, yeah, Gordon, the guy's a bum, Barcelona, what they done. And then the longer I was watching Rashford as well, I was like, this is also your problem as well. Ultimately, just neither of you are good enough. Like, ultimately, that's what it is. But I still think he's still probably better than Gordon, but I think it's who you're playing against. I think a game maybe like the Panama game where it might be a bit transitional. Maybe go for Gordon. If it's going to be maybe more, they're going to sit back a bit, go for Rashford. He might give you something more. So I'll say probably Rashford in general, maybe Gordon, depending on the performance. Obviously, Harry Kane. Right now, I think it has to be Madueke to start, and Saka hopefully can give 20 minutes and build fitness as the competition goes. But that start against Panama, I was like, I would actually go Madueke right now on the right until Saka is better. In the midfield now, it has to be Rice, Anderson, and Bellingham. And I think in general, it's okay. But again, I think it's just when you come against teams like Ghana again, there's no one there that's really gonna find an incisive pass. Kane's movie, like there's not enough there, but that's the best of what you can do with the team that he's picked. I'd go those three, and then Jed Spence, Konza and Gay both make me uncomfortable. But I think right now the one that's giving me more confidence would be Gay. I don't know, but probably Gay's giving me more confidence. John Stones, I haven't watched City much, but it looks like he's finished as well, so it has to be Gay and Konza anyway. And the left back, Nico
Stones
Riley.
he hasn't played. He didn't play much for City.
Yeah, so he played the first game, and we understand they were very susceptible in the counter that game too. So yeah, man, it's just I think that's what I would do. I don't know if you'd make any changes to that, but I think that's what I would do.
Okay, I hear it still. I feel like there's definitely times where again, I think Tuchel, he's just got to be creative when it comes to like making changes and switching things up. Because there's definitely times where it's just like that midfield is stale, man. Like it's just it's whilst like I think Anderson's a very good player, and we'll talk about obviously some of the transfer stuff that's been going on. I think Anderson's a very good player, but then I feel like sometimes you need to know when it's like, all right, cool, I've selected a squad, I've got different players, different profiles. Now it's the time to use them. And I feel like, firstly, like mentioned before, Wharton should be here, but he's not, whatever the case may be. But then, I think Kobe, he should be seeing the pitch, because I think, there's just things that he's good at. That's like he's just better receiving the ball on the half turn, and he's just better when it comes to beating the press. And
I think him and Bellingham close to each other.
Spaces.
Actually,
there's just things where it's just like,
just interplay
again. But they'll say I'm being biased for United.
No, bro. I hear it. I couldn't believe that. Even now that you say, I'm shocked that he didn't come on against Ghana, because in all the players they have in the squad, he's actually the only one I think can.
He hasn't played a minute.
Game.
He hasn't played a minute. He hasn't played anything. Yeah.
Wow. I didn't realize that. I didn't realize that. So I don't think you're being biased at all, man. Like I think that would be the best solution to the problem that Duke was giving himself. But man.
But man, that's England. But man, let's now talk a little bit more generally, man. Obviously, I think this World Cup so far has been the World Cup for the superstars. So man, like everyone has just been coming to say, you know what, it's my time now. So obviously, I think with that first round of fixtures, he had obviously Messi, the GOAT, with the hat trick, just reminding people that, bro, I'm in America, but
hey man, superstar cause though, should have been off the pitch. That hat trick should have never happened.
Oh yeah, bro. Bro,
hey, man,
bro, I'm not gonna lie. I saw it. I said, bro, don't dare, man. Don't ruin it.
Don't ruin it, bro.
This is bigger than you. Don't ruin it. I said, bro.
Hey, man, this is
didn't
mean it, man. Yeah, man, I said the accident.
I said you didn't mean it,
bro. I said the accident.
You didn't mean it. Was there force? Was there
hey, man? It's the perspective that you look at it, bro.
I said, was there really force? I said, let it run, man. So obviously, agree, Messi, you got the hat trick there. Obviously, Kane got the 2 goals against Croatia. Vinny scored. Mbappe got his 2 goals. Haaland got his 2 goals. So man, like all of the superstars were showing up. And then obviously there was a whole big conversation regarding Ronaldo. He gets his 2 goals in the next match against Uzbekistan.
Hey man, bro, we can't brush over that, bro. That first game, he didn't get his 2 goals, bro. They tried to cook Jao Neves. I don't know.
The fans and that with the comment. Yeah, you know what it is? Ronaldo's like, he's got this like cult following who is like, some they can go way over the top. Like, it's crazy still. But we'll talk about Portugal in a little sec. But so obviously he was able to get his 2 goals, which I will say I was happy for him as well, because I think with the Ronaldo thing, naturally, I think you have the Messi Ronaldo discussion, and it's just like, I think people lose their heads in it, because it's like, with me, I've always said for a very long time, like I've said for years, that Messi's the greatest footballer that I've ever seen. But then I think what happens now is that, bro, some of the things I was hearing people say about Ronaldo, bro, I couldn't believe it. I said, this is getting into silly season, bro.
I think that's what makes Ronaldo think so funny as well. Yeah, he has that. he has that like Homelander thing going on. So when people also
Bro.
can't just be like, you know what, he was a great footballer. He's clearly too old now.
Yeah,
Let's move on. Let's not talk about him
bro,
too much. But when you're
bro,
trying to
it's
now
getting
pretend that he's
silly.
still, yeah, so bro,
But
man,
it
you're
was
helping.
getting. It was also
You're not
getting.
helping.
It was it was just it was getting very very silly. So I was
Yeah.
happy that he was able to score
Mm,
score his goals. And again, it was one for the superstars. Then obviously Dembele as well. Like
mm,
he's able to get his goal. Then the next match he gets the hat trick as well. Elise's been balling out, like getting these assists. So yeah, man, like the superstars have been superstarring. Yamal, he didn't start the first game, but he came off the bench in the second game. I mean, he came off the bench in the first game, then he started the next game, and he was able to get his goal there. So yeah, man, I think the superstars have been doing their thing. So I was gonna ask, who's impressed you?
Oh, what like teams or players?
Players.
Oh, okay, that's a good question. I think the obvious ones to go to is man. I think I've been really impressed with Mbappe as well overall. Like I feel like after the first game, like
I mentioned Mbappe, right?
I think he
Mentioned
did. I
him,
think
right?
he did.
Okay,
I think he
yeah,
did.
yeah.
I think he did. But yeah, man. Again, I think ultimately, overall, he's just chasing down Messi as well. Messi trying to pull ahead in this all-time goal scoring, and Mbappe is literally
World
there,
Cup,
just
yeah.
World Cup, and Mbappe is there saying, "Brother, I'm saying, if it's not this time, it's the next time. So you better keep stacking up those goals." So I think he's been like really good. Like all like noise that was surrounding him coming into this. I think he's got his goals. He's assisted when he's needed to be. Like he's just played well overall as the game's gone on. Trying to think who else has impressed me. I don't know, bro. Actually, you go, and then let me think who comes to mind. I don't know why.
I think Mbappe. I think especially with all of the talk of Madrid and stuff like that, and like a lot of the criticism he was getting, like I think he's already one of the best World Cup performers that we've seen. Like his
All
World
time,
Cup record is crazy. Like, and obviously won one, lost one. So yeah, man, like he's been great. I think Elise's been really good. I think he's been quality. He's impressed me. I like Kone. I like Kone in that midfield. Yeah, like from Roma. He looks good. Like he looks like a good player. Obviously Messi. Like I think Messi, obviously, he doesn't have the athleticism that he used to have, but he's still got the IQ, he's still got the passing, he's still got the vision, he's still got the finishing.
You know what it is,
Again,
I don't want to do this because again, it's different players, but this is also why people say that when you know about footballer, there's actually no way you can compare Messi and Ronaldo, man. Because I feel like even Ronaldo at his best just wasn't a pure. I think when you're a 10, like Messi is, it's more just like when I think of football, I think of someone like that. In terms of just like technically very good, scores goals, assists goals, and that's why even at old age he still just fits, and he's still the best player in the team, even though he's so old. I look at Ronaldo, that's why he's a strike. He's become that striker now, but then it's like he's clearly his body can't do what he used to do anymore, and then the team also isn't as good around him. So it all emphasizes itself. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Like it kind of like meshes together. Whereas I feel like if he also maybe like he'd drop in, he'd pick a pass, and it's not just like if he's not scoring, which again it's not his job. I'm just saying when you compare them as footballers, that's why for me it's like it's never been a conversation in terms of like as a overall my idea of football. Like why Messi, and I think he's just showing that also in his old age, where even though he can't run that much anymore, he's still just, as you say, very intelligent. He's still just very technically good. He's still finding players with assists. He's still getting into good positions and scoring his own goals. So yeah, man, like I think man, he's just really showing that he's the greatest player of all time, man. And we're actually getting to see him again one last time, probably on the world stage. So
we'll see, man. We carry on saying one last time, but there's never one last time.
Bro, so I heard that the next World Cup is in Portugal. I said, I know my brother Ronaldo's there, bro. I know my brother Ronaldo is saying at 45.
Bro. Carry on having
he's
last
not gonna miss that.
So we'll see. We'll see. But I think even to your point, I think just Messi's game has aged just much better. So it's like I think as Ronaldo has aged, he's just become a pure goal scorer. And even going back to what I was saying, I think before, as regards to like some people are doing too much, is that I think what has happened, and it's funny because obviously Ronaldo, he's got a crazy amount of longevity with his career, but I think what's happened is that he's been this player as regards to this goal scorer, penalty box striker for quite a while now, to the point now where that is what some people, and I think even younger people, they think of when they think of Ronaldo, which I feel like that's where it's like, so sometimes when people are talking about like even technical ability or like what he can do with a football, is this, it's like people are talking about Ronaldo like he's a goal poacher, like you get me? Which is what he's become, but that's not what he was. Like, so that's not what he was. So and I feel like that's the thing.
You have to definitely separate out the conversation for sure.
And I think that's the thing, because Messi, don't get it twisted, even when Ronaldo wasn't that, even when Ronaldo was this like exciting winger, dribbler, whatever, Messi's always been technically above him. Like and Messi has always had this technical ability, playmaking ability, IQ, and then when he had the athleticism to match with it, then he was broken. Like, do you get me? It was a cheat code. Like, do you get me? That's what it was before. Now what's happened is that it's the athleticism's gone and he's just still got all the other stuff, which is already mad. But when he had both of them, then it was unfair. Like, do you get me? So Messi's always been a technically better footballer than Ronaldo. Messi's one of the best passers of the football that I've ever seen in my life. Like, do you get me? It's like, and which is crazy because it's like what people specialize in. Like, I remember seeing people like having a conversation when it's like, oh, who's a better passer, KDB or Messi? And it's like, and I rate KDB highly. I genuinely believe it's Messi. Like, and it's crazy that is like an argument that you have,
bro. And I remember the one that used to spin in my head when I was younger was like, oh, Messi has the most goals and Messi also has the most through balls. I was like, how's he doing both of those?
When it's like, you're looking, it's like, this is genuinely one of the best passes that I've ever seen. This is the best dribbler that I've ever seen. Like, even when you talk about goal scoring and you talk about Ronaldo scored more goals in his career, but if you do the ratio as in goals to games, Messi's ratio is higher. Messi's got the highest goal scoring season that we've seen. So it's like, it's just crazy, isn't it? Like, he's just insane footballer.
And this is why too. We don't have to do this because we don't go crazy either way. Which is why I think what's sad with Ronaldo. What I was gonna say is that I think the sad thing with Ronaldo is that like he's also been playing like this for such a long time now. I think he's also now, what would have been crazy if people saying that he like top 2 in the world. Now people will be like, oh, top 5. Top 3, like it's like people are now like dropping him down the list. Some of the things people are saying, and some of the players, I was saying, I was like, I can't believe we're even doing this, and it was just like, and that's what it was even happening, because I was seeing some of the discourse, and we're just like, even some of like the and I love Messi, like, do you get me? Despite what he did to what he done to all of our clubs in England. Do you get me? But like, I think even like big Messi fans, it was coming to the point where it's like, okay, guys, you guys are going too far, bro. Like, do you get me? It's just like, brother, like, bro, this is someone that ran up 5 Ballon d'Ors, brother. Bro, like Messi probably doesn't even become as good as he is if there's no Ronaldo.
Bro, like, do you get me? It's like, even some of the things that like people were talking about, it was just like, even when people was I was seeing someone and they're talking a point of like Haaland, and obviously Haaland is a generational goal scorer. Like, do you get me? But it's like, and you're comparing Ronaldo to Haaland, and I was like, see, this is what I mean. It's like you've allowed the last whatever many years to fit. I was just like, because what Ronaldo was doing when he was younger, Haaland can only dream to do. Like, Haaland doesn't have that capability. He doesn't have the capability to pick the ball up in the halfway line and beat 4 man. It's like he can't do that. Like, so I was just like, you man are you've taken the penalty box version and you've gone crazy with it. And I feel like but the problem is now is that again it's so balanced because then you have like some of the Ronaldo fans who will start saying stuff and they'll start telling me about this, that, and I was just like, okay, you man are just you're being ridiculous.
The world we live in is it's like we live in a crazy world.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
like, do you get me? So it's like these man will start now running there, whatever, and it's just like, bro, he's just not better than Messi. Like
he's not, man.
Like, do you get me? But then you say that, and then it's like now someone will say, yeah, he's not better than Messi, man. This guy is not even top 40 or I said, oh,
You have to park those ones, bro. I told you, but you know it is. We have to be careful with football, because I think we can't let football discussions become like basketball, where it's just so agenda driven. Sometimes it's just like, bro, like this is not just an objective opinion no more. You're actually taking a piss,
bro. This
like,
guy,
piss, man.
LeBron, like he's undoubtedly like I feel like in my opinion, like if you don't have him in your, I'm saying top 5, and that's generous. Most people will have him at least top 3. Most people will have him at least top 2. Like, do you get me? But let me just even say top 5 to leave room. Like, do you get me? Like, I've seen man try to say he just about fits in the top 10 or whatever. I was just like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, man.
Like, do you get me? Like, this is just ridiculous. And I feel like sometimes that's what like, even if you think Jordan's the GOAT, it's like this is getting very silly now. Like, so it's like I feel like that's kind of sometimes with Ronaldo, that's what's happened, where it's just like, I've had to come and defend him. I was like, bro, because what's some of you man are saying? Bro, it's crazy.
That's our homelander.
But then the crazy thing is that when I'm defending him, then it's like you might get some Ronaldo fans, and they'll be like, "Yeah, man." It's just like, bro, Messi can't chat to us. Okay, brother, you've now gone too far.
Like, but one of my boys made me laugh here. He was like, because we were joking at the start of the World Cup that I actually really wish that I actually felt Portuguese enough to actually pick Portugal as a country because they actually need a striker. And it's actually funny that Ronaldo could probably still go left wing because their team are also, I don't even get to Portugal. Portugal also, bro. Creepy will go left wing, bro. My point is that Ronaldo will still start left wing over Pedro Neto.
And I think, in all seriousness, I think Ronaldo, he's still a man for big moments. Of course, he can still have an impact. Like you don't lose that. But I think Martinez, like Ronaldo, I think he's played every minute of like every game in the group stages, and I think that's just not good for him. Like, do you get me? It's like it's not good for him. Just even like
he actually played all 3 games.
Yeah, bro.
Every minute of all 3 games.
He's not been taken off, and I think that's just not even good for him. Like, of course, he looks after himself like crazy. Like, we know all of that, but it's just like even like Messi got taken off. He didn't start the last game. Like, do you get me? Like, bro, it's like even if you're gonna start him, like, bro, like, do you get? And I think that's the thing with Martinez. Like, people are saying, bro, they trusted him with the Belgian golden generation,
bro, look what he
and
did.
then they trusted him.
Some of these countries, they don't even
because even that midfield setup with Portugal, bro, it's all over the place,
bro.
Like,
man, that first game against Congo, I couldn't believe I was watching that. They scored the goal early. I thought, okay, that's it. Portugal now, it's over. I just see empty possession. Empty possession. I
watched the game. I watched the game against Colombia, and they're lucky. Like, Colombia was very impressive.
They were
a very good team. Colombia should have won that, but it's just like, man, it's just that midfield is just, man.
Bro, and again, you look at the names, you're like, bro, Bruno, Vitinha, John Neves. You think that should be a midfield that's doing something?
Yeah, but it's like, it's just not. It's not creating a system where it's flowing. So it's just, man. But I was happy Ronaldo at least got his goals because I just know it would have been eating him up.
Oh,
like, crazy.
Man.
So it's like, and I know, it would have been mad. So but Portugal, they're not looking great. But before we move on to transfers quickly.
Oh, actually, you know what? One more. I don't know if you're gonna go into this, man. Now we have to touch on the African countries, man.
Yeah.
African
Yeah,
countries, we have
yeah,
to touch on that
yeah,
because man,
yeah.
they have actually they've been doing their thing, bro. Must have 9 out of 10. Certain men are saying that Africa got too many countries, only for them to come and cook all these Europeans and send them all home. Like, so fair play to them, man. Like, and some of them actually have a good chance of going far. Like, Cote d'Ivoire. That's time when we get into transfer, we can talk about Diamande and what he's been doing in these in those games. You can talk about what's it called, like even Senegal at the end, they saved themselves. Very disappointed at the start. They said we have to win 5-0. Okay, then we're gonna beat you 5-0. Did their job, went through like so now, man. Like there's actually been some good performances. I've been very impressed with a lot of the country. Even Ghana, bro. Like that game, I can't believe. But I was watching it when I landed and I saw 1-0. I said, "Oh, that's crazy," and then watching it back. Ghana, like they were even Ghana versus England.
The England one, the 0-0
like,
one.
They even probably could even won the game. Like,
sorry.
Like
Ghana should have won. They should have had a Stonewall penalty. That was a Stonewall penalty, bro.
Like, I couldn't believe it.
I can't believe VAR didn't check that and give.
Bro, are you one of the conspiracy theories looking at some of these decisions? I've seen some of these these offsides. I'm like, Some of these calls, I'm like,
You know what it is with the offside thing? Because I know a lot of people are saying it with the Colombia-Portugal one. With the offside thing, I just leave the offsides for the offside because it's like it's a factual, it's an objective thingy. Like I know obviously people say, because this is the semi-automated thing, so it's not even the like it's an upgrade. So with me, I just say, you know what it is. Like I know some people are saying it shouldn't. That's not the spirit of the offside law, which I fully get. But it's just one of them ones where it's just like I just leave it and just say cool. At least you've got your technology. You're consistent with that, and it's just if it's offside, it's offside. If it's not, whether it's a millimeter or whatever, blah blah blah. That's the thing. But then I think with that penalty decision, that was crazy, bro. I think Ghana should have made more of a deal about it. Like,
I think Semenyo should have afterwards.
They should have made a more deal about it. Like, because they should have. That was a pen. Like,
So again, man. So and then one of many countries, Morocco as well. Like this Ayub Boadi guy, we might touching him a bit. Like, so man, they've also been doing their thing. They just got good team.
Ballers. Yeah, they just got ballers. They got a good team. Shout out Africa, man. Shout out the whole continent. Obviously, some countries like man couldn't be there, but what can you do?
Man. What can you do?
So we'll see. But what I was also gonna say is cool. Who are you picking to win it, bro? Who are you going for?
It's probably safe because they're the favorites, man. But I think I'm gonna go France, man. Like I think not a lot of teams haven't really impressed me that much, but even France have been a bit susceptible at times. But I still look at I think they have a midfield that can shout games and sometimes Saliba, Mancano. They have a defense also that is just pure quality. If everyone is fit and the attack is just ridiculous amounts of quality and quality coming off the bench. I think they're just the most broken team just all around. I think so. I think I have to go France, but it's probably the boring answer. But what about you, bro?
I'll probably have to just say the same in it. Like it's just bro. When you can bring on Shaki, Barcola, like just on a light, like I go get some minutes. Do you get me? It's just it's all a bit mad still. So I think France they look good, but we'll see in it because obviously Argentina, I don't think you can rule them out. We'll see. We'll see how things.
They're very messy. Like in general, they have good players, but they are definitely like standing out massively for them.
You know what it is the good thing with Argentina though is that I think they play like a club team. Like I think those players have just been around each other.
And they run for him, bro.
They run, and they all know what they're doing. It's kind of like Croatia. Where it's like, obviously, they're very old now, but I think previously the reason why they've had so much success is because they're just so well drilled. They all know each other so well. So it's like I think they've definitely got a chance. But, also, separately, another team that's actually looked quite impressive, and it's going to be a big match tonight. I think it's the 2 a.m. but I think Netherlands. I think like they've grown.
Okay, and to be
I
fair,
think
I watched the Japan game and I wasn't that impressed with them in that
yeah,
first
that was the
game.
first one.
But
Yeah.
I
Since
haven't
then,
watched them after that.
I think since then they've grown. I think he put Brobby
Oh,
in, and
yeah,
yeah,
he's a
like, I
problem.
think that's
he's
helped a
a
lot.
problem.
Given
Yeah.
that Somerville's been able to have his impact. Gakpo as well, bro. You can say what you want about him for Liverpool, but for the Netherlands, bro, he does his job.
Nah, fair play,
Like
man. Fair
he
play,
does his
right,
job.
man.
So
Yeah, if you can let him get those shots
yeah,
off in the Premier League, just to
bro.
let him do it.
Bro,
But
so it's
yeah,
like,
nah.
there's just them certain men where it's just like when it comes to the international teams, they turn up. So yeah, like,
You
I
know
think
who I want to shout out as well, man. For me, is also like these like South American teams like Ecuador and Colombia. Like in terms of just how they played as a
Colombia look
team,
really
I've been
good. I
really
told you they're
impressed.
dangerous.
Like very,
Colombia
very
are
dangerous.
dangerous.
Like I think
Colombia are
Ecuador really
dangerous.
impressed me in the last game. I think they were a bit unfortunate in the first game against Ivory Coast, which was a really good game as well. And I think Ivory Coast nicked it in that one, like defensively good, but they couldn't score their chances. But then I think overall they have a good enough defense that they're going to be really hard to score past, and they can be dangerous in the counter. So I look at those teams as like potential problems if they catch any of these. They can knock at any of these so-called favorites if they catch them. But yeah. Yup.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's dark. Yeah, that's the thing as well, because even with Ghana as well, like the Kudus is a big miss in it, because if they had him as well, so they had him and Semenyo, then that would have helped
That would have helped a lot, bro.
Yeah,
that would have helped a lot, man. Because man,
man.
don't ask Wenz what she thinks about JIU. Where?
Oh, Ayu, man. Hey, shout out Ayu. Still holding it up, man. Hey,
Nah,
man.
for real.
But yeah, and then the home nations as well. Just finally, that I think US obviously against Turkey, they were already through and stuff. But yeah, those first two performances in particular, I was very impressed with them. Poch had them playing. I think Mexico are dangerous as well. Yeah, especially like if you've got them in playing at home, then
because they're another one that's trying to make it through to the semi for the first time.
That one's dangerous. And then obviously Canada, they were the first team to get through. They beat South Africa. So yeah, shout out to the whole nations. They've been doing their thing. Yeah, bro. Yeah, man, bro. Let's talk some transfers, man, before we round up. But obviously, I think you've mentioned his name a few times in this stream. We'll start off with your club, but yeah, I think a big link that we've been seeing over the last week is Bruno G, man.
Bro,
what are you thinking?
Man.
Do you think it will happen? Would you want it to happen? Do you have any reservations?
Listen, man. I don't want to get sucked in, man. I don't want to believe, because if I believe, I'm gonna get excited. But and I think that just the price that it would cost to get him out of Newcastle, unless he pushes for it, and I don't know if he will, because they love this guy over there. So unless he's like, I'm actually this is my last big contract, I want to go do sign. Hopefully we can talk about something, because other than when I look at someone like Rodri, man, in terms of just center midfielders in the world, I think Bruno G is up there as like one of the best like players that in any type of game scenario can change the match for you, like he showed today in this one. So yeah, man, honestly, that one is one where I would love the signing. I would love it, but I still have my reservations whether it will actually happen. Villa asking for 130 for Rodgers. I'm seeing this breaking news. Cut the tape. Cut the cameras. Cut the cameras. Arsenal back away. Hey, reverse. Because you know what it is with the Rodgers thing? I can kind of get amped up for it. Like, okay, I can see some potential, but it's just a massive risk, man. 130 where he's gonna play on the left wing. I haven't seen him much there. I think he possibly could do something, but not for 130. And then in midfield in that Panama game, again, brother, like, that's an advertisement for what you're gonna come and do for me in the number 10. I'm definitely not paying 130 for that either. So yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, man. Villa, I think you should have got 100 from one. Villa could have got us up to like 90, 95, maybe 100, 130. They're taking a piss.
That's the asking price though. So it's like that's the it won't necessarily go up to that. But I think what's happened again is like they've seen the Anderson deal.
Yeah.
And they've said, I this is what's happening.
Hey man, listen.
This is what's
You,
happening.
you know when you mentioned Kone earlier, bro. This is where I look at my Premier League brethren and I say, if everyone is trying to charge you 80 million to come and talk to them, their centre mid, please let us go to Europe and let us start scouting.
Rate.
Let
the
us
goal,
start scouting, bro.
And I think that's what
yeah.
That's what you're gonna have to do if you want like just cheaper options, because like that's where the market is going, because people will look at it and like Villa, they'll look at Anderson, obviously different players, and they'll say, well, we know the work Rodgers has mashed, and he's got how many years left on his contract. So this is what we're saying for this. And then it's like, then again, a West Ham will be looking at it and saying, well, we don't think Anderson is this clear of Mateus Fernandes. So this is what we want. And then Bournemouth will look at it and say, well, Alex Scott's also a very good player. So we want 80.
And
then Palace will say, you know what? Wharton, everyone going on about his left foot, 100 M's. Like, do you get it, man? So it's like,
I hear
that's what it is.
I don't blame them at all, bro. I don't blame the
so
but then to be fair, the Rodgers thing to me, it only made sense of like a Villa need to sell, also like maybe build more for their team. Maybe they had some financial. It can't be like they don't really need to sell. We're trying to go force Rodgers out their hand. If that's that's what the situation was. Out to the Arsenal, don't bother. Like it had to be a thing where Villa were trying to like be reasonable with the price for me to like.
What's reasonable for the price?
When I was seeing like 90 or 100, I'm like, you know what, fair enough.
Yeah, I think that's
expensive, but cool. But 130,
but you know what it is? I think 130 is these are negotiations.
Yeah, man.
Huh?
Mo said must be Captain Rodgers from Marvel, bro. Listen, it can't be the human Rodgers.
What I'm saying is that more time, these are like the negotiations. So I don't think it would actually be 130. But like with business, they're never gonna say it's very rare unless it's just like a release clause. They're never just gonna say, this is the price, and then that's it. Like, do you get me? It's like normally it will be a thing of we're gonna set the bar high, whatever, blah blah blah, and then there's an element of compromise.
Again, man, where they've set the bar. I'm not trying to buy at those prices, man. Like even let's say 110, we're able to manage them, we negotiate them down. I'm not trying to pay 110 for Rodgers to play on the left wing for Arsenal. Like it's even it just don't even make sense for me. So Arsenal, we haven't made many mistakes. To me, I would look at that and say that's a potential misstep. Because again, he's a good footballer, but I don't think he's 110 million as a winger. Like,
but I think you're going to be looking close to 100.
I can see like 100. 110.
I think like you'll be looking close to 100 either way, which 100 is like it's still mad. Like, do you get me? So I feel like when you're getting to triple figures anyway, it's like you're in a mad place anyway. Like that's where you're at. Like, do you get me? Because I feel like that's what it's going to take to get out. So whether it's 100, 105, 110, like I feel like. You're at a mad place regardless. So I think that's just
man. What do PSG want for Barcola, man? I'll pay. Man. Now we have to start looking. We have to start looking across the market and see what we can get.
Barcola won't be cheaper.
No, he won't be. He won't be again. But
I think that's the reality of. I feel like that's the reality of, unless you are trying to go for like a smart up and coming sign. Alvarez, you've seen the prices that are well over 100, like that have been going for Diamande 100. Liverpool are trying to get him for thingies, just brushed them for PSG. So for those type of attackers, I was seeing some people talking about Vinny, bro. No, that's clearing 100. So if you're trying to do this, we're gonna try get a smart whatever signing, then cool. But if you're looking for those type of attackers, then that's what you're looking at. Like, man. That's what it is.
Man. That's too much of a risk for me, man. Especially like Rodgers, someone that it's too much of a risk for me. For what we're trying to buy him for.
Where would you go?
Generally, if it's similar prices, I'll still rather pay that for Barcola, even though I think he's not worth that either. Just the fact that he's actually a winger. And I know what he is. Like Rodgers is genuinely like we're bringing him into play in a position that he hasn't wing fielder. I don't know how it's gonna work. Signing a low box, it's just a massive risk. That I'm just like Arsenal. I'll be shocked if for those prices you take that kind of risk on a player to play out of in a system that you're kind of thinking he might be able to do, and it's not 100% guaranteed. That'd be ridiculous to me. But let's see, man. let's see. But I would not be. But yeah, man, I think Arsenal. What about you, man? United, you guys have been, you and Tottenham, bro. Are Tottenham going to do you guys over again? This Mateus
I
Fernandez,
don't.
bro. What's going on?
Me personally, I think we said it. We were having the thing. I think with the Mateus Fernandez thing, I rate Mateus Fernandez. I think he's a really good player. I would definitely like him to come to United. But I said it ages ago. I said when they were talking all this 85 million talk, I said he's not worth that. Like, you get me? It's like he's not worth that. And it's funny because when we have the conversation, I was like, I think United felt they were in control of the thingy because, like, when we were having the conversation, I think you thought it was maybe more so a thing of like the Arsenals and the PSGs. They were looking at the 85 million and they were like, oh yeah, we're not going to pay that, whereas United would. Whereas I was saying, I don't think United are trying to pay that. Like, I think that was never the plan. They're not trying to pay that. What's happened now is that Spurs, obviously, like, and I get it because obviously they've had back-to-back 17th place finishes, and I think they've definitely made assurances to De Zerbi as regards to them backing them in the market, and they've also got money. Like, they've got money. Like, over these last how many years, like, they have been very disciplined in the market, and obviously they've been doing well with revenue. They got the stadium, whatever the case. So it's like they've got money to spend, and I think they've said they'll back him. And obviously, like, United with the Tonali deal, for example, it was looking hundreds. We backed out of that. With the Anderson one, I think he was always going to City, but I think United looked at those expenses. I think Anderson also, including bonuses, is like 300k a week. It's just like, yeah, United backed out of that. So I think Mateus Fernandez, it looked like a deal which is like, okay, this is not gonna cost the arm and a leg. But then what's happened now is that Spurs have got involved, and they know that in order to get these players, they're gonna have to splash the cash. Now the problem is that I think before United were looking at it and saying, well, these other teams aren't gonna do it, so you can carry on saying whatever your price is, but we're just gonna wait. Like, do you get me? And you're gonna have to drop the price. But if Tottenham are prepared to pay it, then that drives the price up, because it's like, yeah, and West Ham, they don't care that Tottenham are rivals or whatever, blah blah blah. They're just trying to get their cash. Man. I feel like it's been a weird one now, because all the briefings and the reports have been saying Tottenham are prepared to pay the money. And I feel like if they are prepared to pay the money, then I feel like they will get him. Like, do you get me? Because it's like, but the thing is, it's just, but then the confusing thing is just like, I just don't know why they've not put the money down yet then. Like, do you get me? So it's like, I feel like there's just a lot of like waiting and trying to see what each other's on. Like, do you get me? Because I feel like United aren't trying to pay that. Like, do you get me? So I think United are there. They're trying to gauge. They're trying to see what's happening, whatever the case. Like, but I feel like Tottenham can outbid us. Like, I think they'll be prepared to. Like, you get me? So it's like, because I was even hearing, again, I don't know how much of it is whatever and talking this, but even Romano, he was talking about 85 million starting price. Like, you get me? Or whatever the case may be. So it's just like, starting price. So it's like, so I feel like if that's the case and it's coming, if that's actually what it is, then like Spurs with me, you'd like, it's just too much money, bro. Like, United shouldn't be paying.
Yeah, it is ridiculous amount.
Yeah, United shouldn't be paying, bro. He's got relegated, bro. Like, do you get me? It's like, and I rate him. Bro, that's one thing as well. Like, even if Spurs paid that, I feel like he would. Even if they put 100 for Tonali and they paid 90 for Mateus Fernandez, don't get it twisted. A Tonali Fernandez midfield is a like dramatically big upgrade. Like, that will do wonders. Bro, that's like, that would be that would be a big move. But yeah, like, from a United perspective, it's just like, bro, like, what, like, The 85.
Yeah, man.
like,
You guys have to buy 3 midfielders now, especially with Ugarte going out now.
Ugarte injured,
Like,
and that means we can't. Hopefully, first and foremost, I hope he does have a good recovery because that's just I felt bad for him.
I don't know if you watched that game as well, but the Uruguay play, it was actually nasty. Like they were 1-0 down and they just started kicking people. Like it was actually just quite nasty the way they were moving.
Crazy.
Like,
but I hope he does have a quick recovery, like obviously as quick as possible. But they won't be able to sell him, so whatever revenue they wanted from that like isn't going to be an option. So it's just like I feel like where there could be an issue, and we're talking about Arsenal and the market with Rodgers and whatever, where there could be an issue, which is what United need to think about now, is that if you do walk away, you need to. I think you need to know that you're going to like the French league or wherever, blah blah blah, to get your targets or whatever the case may be. Because if you feel like you can go to another Prem team and they're not gonna also want crazy money, then you'll be. I think, and you know what it is. I think the problem United have as well is that, because I feel like, for example, if it was Tchouaméni, for example, which obviously there's been rumors or whatever, I feel like they would pay it because I feel like they can justify it. Like it's you've won a Champions League, you've won leagues, you've got to a World Cup final with France, like you're accomplished, whatever this. I feel like the United, they've been talking a lot about, the policies and trying to do things a different way. I think they know that just to put 85 down on Mateus Fernandes just be relegated. It's like, whereas I think it's much more easier for them to justify it with a Tchouaméni. So it's like I feel like if that doesn't happen, again, Tchouaméni, he has to be available first. We have to see kind of how all the dominoes fall. Like if Enzo goes to Madrid and Tchouaméni gets let go. But I feel like they would like to do that, and then after that, maybe it's like they might have to try do like a cheaper option somewhere else or whatever the case.
Even on that, by the way, do you see the balance between Fernandes and Mania? I think we might have spoke about before. Like, do you think that can be a two in the Premier League?
I think I feel like in certain game states, but then in certain game states, you would definitely want something more secure. Like if you're telling me the ideal, ideal situation for United would be get Fernandes and get Tchouaméni. Like then I feel like midfield rebuild done. Like, do you get me? Yeah, like if you can do that, that would be your ideal situation. But obviously Spurs, which again, man, I'm not mad at it.
Also, what are you about to say to you? You already got Edison as well. I mean, that's not a factor.
Yeah, there was Edison as well. Yeah, if you got Edison, Tchouaméni, Fernandes, and Kobe as your four central midfielders,
of course.
you're set. Like, do you get me? But I think, I think it's the Spurs, man. They've come and they're just driving this price up, which I'm not. Again, I'm not mad at. I respect mad at it. Yeah, like, bro, I think they were this close to disaster, so you've got to make drastic changes. And I feel like the only thing that I'm now waiting to see is that I'm just waiting to see. All right, cool. Are you? Because I've been hearing all this talk about you're willing to, and I've still not seen no bid. Like, so I'm not saying they're not going to, but I'm just waiting. Like, because I think that's what United are waiting for. They're waiting for the first card to fall. It's just like these man, because I'm hearing that Tonali, you're looking at 275 a week, and you're looking at around 100 M's. So I want to see, are these man actually gonna splash 100, 275, and then slap another 85 for Mateus Fernandes? If they do, fair enough. But I think it's that we're trying to see, because Savinho, City still want 60 for him. They spent 50 plus on Van Heck already. So it's just like, I want to see how much of these man really.
Boy, but you know what, hey, man, they haven't spent in so many years, bro. This is
that's what I'm saying. I'm not even saying that. I'm not even saying this. But I'm just waiting. Like, I'm just cool, let's see. Because I'm carrying hearing this stuff about Spurs can out. So I'm just like, and I'm not even saying they can't. I'm just waiting. I do it. Do it. Like, do you get me?
Yeah. So it's so interesting too to see that, because it's also too, because all the talk too is that Fernandes wouldn't mind going to either, Because also, what Spurs can't have is that now they bid and Fernandes like, nah, man, I want to go United. But you think that if that's the case, they wouldn't have bid in the first place. It almost feels like if they bid and they bid that crazy, then it's just like, surely that just means that he's going to Tottenham. Because I agree with you.
Like,
That I don't see you guys.
I think obviously Mendes is a headache to deal with, man. The agent, like John Mendes, obviously great businessman. He's gonna get a great deal for himself, and his players. Like, do you get me? But he's like an absolute headache to deal with. So I think we've got that element of things that we're trying to manage, and then of course, yeah, man. Like we're also like. We've got other players that we're trying to pay for as well. Like, do you get me? Like, we're just talking about midfield. We haven't even spoken about left wing or left back or whatever the case may be. So yeah, man. Like, I feel like it's just one of them ones with us. We'll see how this Mateus Fernandes thing plays out. Like, we're waiting for that. Then if not, then we're gonna have to pivot. Like, do you get me, to somewhere else? I think United's dream would be to try and to get Tchouaméni, like if they could, yeah. Because again, I think that's another thing as well. Like, I feel like they're trying to take off this, this horrible reputation that we've built up for these horrible deals. And I feel like in this midfielder market where people are paying crazy money, I feel like Tchouaméni's the most justifiable. Like if you're slapping down at 80. Whereas I feel like that's the thing with Fernandes, where it's just like, bro. But
everyone knows it's way overpriced, man.
What they need to make sure they know though is that don't be naive and think that you can walk away from Fernandes and then you can go for like
Alex Scott,
another Scott, like, do you get me, or whatever. Like, he might be a little bit cheaper, but there's not going to be that much of a difference. Like, do you get me? So you just need to know what the rate is. It's like, bro, again, City's put down 116 and Forest are still saying there's more. Forest are still saying there's a dispute. Forest are saying there's 130. City are saying there's 116. Like, do you get me? Like, these man can't even agree. Like, do you get it? So yeah, man. I think it's just one of them ones where it's like, that's the market. Like, do you get me? I think even with like, we're talking about even other leagues. It's like even someone like a Buadi. I've just seen his price going up and up and up. And Lille, they want their ideal situation is that you pay for him, you loan him back to them for a year, and he plays there, and then you get him afterwards. If you're not trying to do that, then they want more bread. So that's what's happening. Man. So before you know it, all of these like Sangares and Kamaras, like they're gonna creep up bit by bit even more and more. So
it's true.
Yeah, the market is broken. Like, do you get me?
It is, man. This is not the market to need to do a lot. I told you, that's why I look at Bruno G and I look at Newcastle and say, can we have an honorable leaving? Don't charge us 100 million for him, please.
Bruno. I never even spoken about it. I feel like Bruno. I think Bruno G will be a sensational signing for Arsenal. I think he'll be perfect. Yeah, and I see some people talking about the age. I think the age is perfect. Yeah. I feel like it's perfect. I think he's 28. He's gonna be 29 in a few months. But bro, all you need is a good 3-4 years, because I feel like Arsenal in the position where it's like their whole thing is winning now. Like, do you get me? It's like you've won the league, you're trying to retain it, you're trying to get a champs, whatever. You need to win that. He's a leader, he's a baller, he's good off the ball, he's good on the ball. It's just,
it'll be such a big move, man.
Yeah, that'll be brilliant. That'll be a brilliant signing. But yeah, again, Newcastle, they've already sold Gordon to Barca. Got bread for that. Tonali's probably gonna go
100 million there.
So it's like they're good. Like, do you get me? So it's like, and he's their most important player. So it's like you're gonna have to probably. I was seeing some Arsenal fans. I was just like, this is what. It's funny because I feel like football fans, they just believe what they want to believe. Because I see some people say, nah, like with his age and everything, like 55, 60 should get 65 should get it done. I said
that's the equivalent of Chelsea trying to get Xhaka for 8 mil. They don't know what Xhaka is worth to Sunderland, bro.
That's what I say. I see some people say, nah, but he's 33, he's gonna be 34. And it's just like, how much do people pay for that? I was like, bro, that's not the point. It's like
point,
for Sunderland, this guy is worth everything, bro. Like, do you get me? He's got them into the Europa League, he's their captain. Like, bro, so it's like, it's about what he's worth to them. Like, do you get me? He's not for them, he's not worth no 8 million. Like, do you get me? They'll rather keep in the whatever the 8 million. So it's like,
So yeah,
man.
that's my
I think-
concern. To be fair, I was quite happy that we're going in for a second bid, but I don't know if Arsenal know what's going on here, bro. Because unless you're willing to pay like 100, I feel like they're not gonna listen to it. And that's when
I feel like you could get it less than 100, but I think you are looking at like 80 plus.
Yeah,
like, I think you are looking at.
And he has to like, I really want to go.
And
please,
and he's got
please. I love you guys, please. My last big contract of 28. Let me go try and win the Champions League, please.
Yeah, man.
Like, it needs to be one of those ones. But nah, man. If it happens, that would be the kind of
signing.
man.
Big signing.
It'll be a needle mover.
Big signing. Man. Yeah. If you're able to do that, and then you do, let's say you do get someone like a Barcola on top or whatever, or just a good attacking reinforcement, then I think that's
bro. Even I don't know if you've been seeing the links, bro, because Atletico look like they're what's it called? They're not trying to sell Alvarez to Barcelona, bro.
They want the young Yokeres.
They want the Yokeres. Listen,
plus some bread. Yokeres, some bread. I was seeing that. I was seeing some Arsenal fans get sentimental.
Major.
You man, he helped. He contributed to our first time.
How can you sell the striker that took us to the Premier League? I said, brother, we don't send this guy to Atletico when we have the chance. Listen, Yokeres, thank you. But we don't send that guy to Atletico. Even with Alvarez, give us 3 years, you can go Barcelona, bro. We'll put 130. We'll put another 130 in the contract. Give us another 3 good years, we both win. He goes to Barcelona, we win. Cool. Bro, Yokeres.
I see man saying, but look how desperate he was to make the move. Look what he done, this, whatever. You know what I will say, though, in all seriousness, though? You know where I would be conscious with the whole Alvarez thing? I think you do need to be conscious of a player that desperately wants to go somewhere else. I think you do, because I think his heart is set on Barca, and I feel like you do need to be conscious of that. I think it is something that you need to take note of. Like, do you get me? Because because you know,
again, like we literally had the exact opposite situation where Yokeres was desperate to come to Arsenal. We have a player desperate to go to Barcelona. So I hear it. Man. I think sometimes you have to look at the situation and say, I don't know whether we're gonna ever recuperate this 65 million that we paid for. Maybe we need to loan Alvarez for a few years and tell him, come and win us a couple frames, and we'll send it to Barcelona happily.
Bro. So after 2 years, a release clause after 2 years,
unofficial. We're a big club.
After 2 years. No, just for Barca, even
bro, just for Barca. Listen, make it clear. We need to speak to him. Be like, what were your issues with the Premier League last time? We won't understand whether is it the whether is there something we can do for you that can make living in London just like living in Barcelona? What can we do? So, and this is even me that trust me. I'll take Krupi over Alvarez. I'm being honest, like just in terms of I think similar players, etc. But I can't see a way, especially with that striker situation, how we resolve it. Yokeres, thank you. But if I have the opportunity, I'm sending my bro. And I think he'll cook in La Liga as well. He would dominate. It's a win-win, bro. You go. Alvarez will probably score less goals for us, but at least maybe he can keep the ball a bit better. But like, so we both win in different ways, man. So man, it's so funny.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. But that whole thing's mad. We'll see, because Atletico, they look hell-bent on not sending them to
they're tired of their nonsense, bro. Yeah, man, they're tired of it.
I don't even know what's gonna happen there. Like, and then you see Madrid put in that bid just with their whole presidential elections and all of that. Like, it just looks all so messy. It looks so messy. But I think that's the only thing that I would be conscious about, because like what you don't want is a player coming and it's just like they just want to go. Like, do you get me? And it's just like I think Alvarez is a really good player, but he's not Henry. Like,
he's not, man. So, but again, bro. Again, I say this as someone who I love Yokeres. Bro, I thank him for everything he did for us. Well, bro, I'll never forget that Chelsea game. I was in the Emirates. I was watching this guy. I was like, this guy is playing against us. There's no way. But man, he pulled through in the end. So if he's still here, we're gonna support him next season. I'm not saying that. If the opportunity arises, we will not say no.
No, when I see the reactions of the different people, I was laughing, man. It was funny. Some people are like, "No, I can't believe you guys. This is not what we do." This, brother. Some people are saying, brother, get rid of him.
Bro, what does Alvarez have that Gyökeres? What does Alvarez have that Gyökeres doesn't answer, bro? Please, man.
I said, what? The
Please,
celebration,
man. No, please, man.
Then we'll learn a new one.
Hey, listen,
We'll
man.
learn a new
If
one.
Barcelona won him, it's okay. We'll take him as well.
So
But,
yeah. So what would you
funny,
before we round up, what would be your ideal transfer market wise?
It's tough, man, because like we say, yeah, Barcola, yeah, he won't be cheap either. I'll probably have him just above Rodgers for the lack of, or just the fact that we know what he is. He's a winger. It's what our issues are. But I think with Arsenal, my main thing is style of play and how we play next season. That's why the midfielder is quite important to me, which is why I really like the Bruno G links. I don't want to believe in the links. I think it's going to be too hard to get. But I think that type of player, which is why I think we're also linked to Mateus Fernandes as well, where hopefully we just realize that it's also just who we partner with Rice and how we play football. I feel like that's my
what's the future with
concern. I think Zubi will still be like still be important. Like I think next season there'll be enough minutes to go around. But I think ultimately it's just I don't trust him. Like Zubi and Rice, I don't like. Zubi and MLS is still not great. Maybe Zubi and maybe Bruno G or someone else. Then like, cool, we can kind of talk. Maybe then it's like we need like another name to play with Zubi. I think he had a good start to the season, but the end of the season just showed that he's not the answer to our problems either. Type. So I think that's why I'll definitely take a midfielder. The Boadi links were interesting because clearly we need to also protect this Rice guy because we've also just ran him into the ground. So we need to find a way whether it's a player like him that's younger or it's a player like a Bruno G that's different but means that he can sit on the bench. Whatever we need to do in the midfield, there needs to be a solution more than just Zubi. I think that's what we've learned. And then man, I like the Rodgers link initially for a reasonable price, but if it's too expensive, then no. Barcola, I like him, but yeah.
I think with the Rodgers as well, I think Borough have like a sell-on clause as well.
They do.
Like a little bit of a sell-on clause. So that's why Villa would probably want to try and get a little bit higher. Yeah.
So boy, man, I don't know what we do, man. We've been looking for this left winger solution for years now, and it's just the market is not great. And every time we try to enter the market, where people are trying to fleece us. So that's why hopefully that this Monday rejecting Liverpool will at least move the thing a little bit, and maybe Barcola can be something that can actually be in the market. But,
like these men are just stockpiling talent. These men are just saying we want a League X1 and the Champions League X1. They said they're just going to be two different teams, and we're trying to run up these champs as many as possible. But
very, very disconcerting, bro. Yeah, Monday we didn't talk about him, but yeah, man, he's been really impressive. Like again, the price is crazy, but again, very exciting winger.
The price is
ridiculous. Yeah, it's ridiculous, man.
It's ridiculous. I feel like he's got
and he's very raw.
Yeah, he's very raw. Like, do you get me? I think one good thing about it is that he's got like from a standing start, like the way he can like get past the player and
he's very Doku, like Doku-ish, like kind of like Doku and Saka. Like, he also is quite intelligent too, even when he beats players. Like,
and physically, obviously as well. Like he's bro. Just he's physically developed. So yeah, man. But yeah, I felt like the price tag was just crazy. So it'll be interesting to see what Liverpool do. But bro, before we finish all of this up, we got to speak about Chelsea, man. Have you seen the Maresca statement, the Chelsea statement?
You know what it is, I've been busy saying. All I saw was I saw like a tweet from Fabrizio where I can see that's getting messy over there. But I don't even want to fill me in on now what's really happening. I know it's getting messy.
Brother, let me pull it up.
All right, cool.
Let me pull it up.
Cool. You know what is it? But my first initial reaction when I saw it though is I was like, maybe it's just me, but when it comes to like, at least, but I hear it, but I also don't like this overly. Oh man, our season was ended so poorly last year, brother. You went and got Rosinha afterwards. I don't know if they're also trying to do too much of this. Oh, it was Maresca as well. Our season fell apart.
Of course they. But
that was that energy. I'm like, that takes my accountability as well. But go on, let's see. That was my initial raw reaction, but let's see.
Let's have a. Cool.
Chelsea.
You see that,
It's coming up. Okay, yep, I see it now.
Yeah, so Official. So this is Maresca's statement
Oh,
on
I
the
haven't
Chelsea
seen
exit.
this.
Yeah. So
Okay.
he said, the decision to leave was only mine. My resignation from Chelsea opened a path for me to join Manchester City, which is a club I knew very well. I am excited that I have now joined Manchester City.
Oof.
I recognize that my departure from Chelsea in the middle of the season caused the disruption for the club, and I apologize for that. It was neither my intention nor my wish.
Boy.
Then, if you see Chelsea's statement,
Yeah.
you see that, yeah?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Chelsea FC appreciates the 2025-26 season was a hugely disappointing one for the club and its supporters. A major contributing factor was the disruption caused as a result of changes that the club was forced to make to the head coach position over the Christmas period. Due to recent developments, we consider that it is important to explain to our supporters what happened and why our former head coach left the club on the 1st of January 2026. In autumn last year, the club was informed by our former head coach that there might be an opportunity for him to succeed Pep Guardiola at the end of the season. It became clear to us that it was his strong desire to succeed Guardiola and that he was fully committed to pursuing the opportunity, despite the fact that he was under a long-term contract which he had no right to terminate. In December 2025, our head coach unexpectedly and abruptly resigned from his position. Obviously, we felt let down as we believed that his head and heart were focused on another club and another opportunity, despite having just arrived at Chelsea the year before. No club wants to change its head coach midway through a season. However, in light of his decision not to continue fulfilling his responsibilities through to the end of the season, the club was left with no choice but to protect our players, our supporters, and the badge and accept his resignation. In the circumstances and given the mutual respect between clubs, a confidential settlement has been reached with Manchester City, which includes the payment of compensation. A confidential settlement has also been reached with the former head coach, under which he will pay compensation. But yeah, bro, this whole situation is so messy. It's so messy. First and foremost, I feel like, Clear Lake, they're a mess. They're a mess, and I think it's very evident. It's very evident that they're a mess. And I feel like, you 100% cannot absolve them from blame at all. So and Mo said this as well. 17 mil, 17 mil.
I think that's the part that catches my eye too, where it's like clearly also there's a lot of guilt here too for like City to compensate so much. And for him to even have to compensate and he's like himself. So that's where but I'm sure you're gonna get to that.
So I think Blue Coat, they're a mess or whatever the case may be. And it's very clear that there was friction and Maresca wasn't happy with whatever the case may be and blah blah blah. But I'm sorry, this is still mad. Like, what? Are you crazy? I can't imagine a United manager doing this, bro.
No, it is,
I don't care. Like, bro, I don't. With me, I think two things can be true at the same time, innit? Like with United, for example, let me talk about my own club. It's always been Glazers out. It always will be Glazers out. When we talk about the nucleus of a lot of the problems that Manchester United are facing today, it's because of the Glazers. So they always will be at the center of protests. They will always be at the center of the anger of the fans, etc., whatever the case may be. It doesn't mean that when Amarim's telling us that we suffering and he's trying to shut Kobe off for 40 M's or all of this stuff is going, it doesn't mean, bro, that my man didn't need to get out of it. And I feel like, no, even if you knew that the ownership was doing a madness, even if you knew that, you know what, this club, they're not doing everything that I would want for them to do in as regards to supporting or whatever, blah, blah, blah. I feel like to do this is crazy still. I can't lie, man. I feel like it's such a bad look for just Chelsea Football Club in general. And then after that, you've got Cucurella out here trying to Real Madrid. You've got Enzo begging for Cucurella's telling Madrid, hey, bro, come get my boy. Can't get my
you know
point.
it is. Like
Please,
I know this
let
is.
me
I know
go.
this is also his dream,
Bro.
He's told me. The way I'm a Madrid right now, I know he wants to be your team. So please,
Bro,
make it happen.
it's all a
It's
mess.
crazy, bro. It's crazy.
All
It's really
man.
really nasty. But then I think that's why too. Like, because I'm sure Maresca, Chelsea fans, I'm sure they're gonna be very disappointed in him as well. Clearly, he's had some a part to play in this also. But my initial thought too is how tired must the guy be also to just be like, because even the whole thing with like the contract, if he actually just also wants to go, I thought it was like a thing where like, yeah, you just sack him. Like, you don't want to be here no more. You don't pay him nothing. He wants to leave. I didn't know it's like like he wants to go, but yeah, you're on the contract, so you gotta stay and manage the club. Like, I didn't know that's how it be. I thought it would be like a mutual decision between like the manager and the club, but they wouldn't like continue. So even Chelsea, when it's like he wanted to go, and you're like, but we still expect him to just like, I hear it, but if he clearly wanted to go, I'm also surprised that you weren't happy to also just sack him. Like, that from that side too is also confusing to me. Like,
yeah, I think it's probably from their perspective, it was probably more so a thing of like, they didn't want him to go based on like performance. Like, do you get me? I think they just never thought that man would just halfway through the season,
bro. When he's center back, pulls a hamstring, and then he says, "Oh guys, please, I've done well so far. I've won Club World Cup. Can I please have a center back?" And you tell him, "Shut up, man. Listen, let's see, 17 and a wonder kid. We're not buying you. Like, go sit down and manage." When you like that too, then it's like,
and that's where the ownership. Obviously, they can never be absolved from blame at all. Like, because I think a lot of the problems that Chelsea are facing, they've caused it. But I still also feel like Maresca, man. Like, he's
definitely trolled, man. He's
definitely
trolled, man.
Like,
I hope it works. Actually, I don't know. I hope it doesn't work out for MSC. Personally, but for his sake, I hope it works out.
I hope it goes horribly.
Yeah, I hope it goes horribly for him. But hey, man, that's a rivalry now next season. But the boo he's gonna receive when he steps into Stamford Bridge. Oh God, be serious, man. These things don't only play out like in the public eye like this. Normally, most clubs just say, "Yeah, bygones, bygones. We hate you." That's not behind the scenes. It is what it is, isn't it? But be so salty in the public eye. I'm just like, what's the point of this? But
I feel like I think exactly what you said as well. Like, I think the ownership, they definitely are trying to like cover their backs as well and like absolve themselves from blame, which is crazy because like they need to be held accountable for like these problems that they're facing. So it's just like, but then I think with Maresca as well, it's also a thing. Whilst I get what you were working on, there was just a better way to handle it, man. Like, so it's just, I feel like just Chelsea as a football club, it's like, it just looks like a mess, bro. Like, do you get me? It's like, bro, like, you finished 10th. Like, I think that went on the radar. Like, do you get me? Like, they finished 10th, and I think that's like what, the second time in like 4 years or whatever it is. Like, do you get me? That's happened. So man, this is crazy still. But
it's bad, man.
And then obviously we saw the Xhaka bid. We'll see.
I guess they're gonna actually get over the line? Because
from what I'm seeing, Xhaka looks like he really wants to move. So I feel like they could still, because it's like, I think Sunderland definitely don't want to let him go. But if Xhaka's committed to going, then that could, I don't know, man, it could cause problems, because it's he knows that he's getting older and like he doesn't have much more time. And then I think it's gonna be difficult if he decides to like really make it a thing. Then I feel like it will be difficult still. I do feel sorry for the Sunderland fans, because like, they don't deserve that. Like, they should be excited playing in Europe. Like, so I feel like this is just a nightmare for them. And I think they probably would have thought that, like, because of like Xhaka's age, he's already played for Arsenal. This. I think they just wouldn't have seen this coming. Like, do you get me? There's sometimes where it's like, that the big teams are coming for your players. I think this just left for them. Like, they just they thought they were good. They were in the clear. They were just like, he's already done all the big team stuff.
And I think that's what makes it so interesting. That's why I asked, like, will they get this over the line? Because to Sunderland, I agree that he has to push it, but I wonder how disrespectful he will go about it, with how much the Sunderland fans love him as well. So it's like the price then with Chelsea and not wanting to pay, especially for these older players. But clearly, so Alonso really wants him. So it's like, have you learned anything from the past? Are you gonna like get him the player, even if it means you're paying over the odds for a 34-year-old, or are you gonna put an 8 million bid in and say, oh yeah, no, if he's not 8 million, then we're not gonna come back for him? That's gonna be very interesting to see.
Because they also got the I forgot his name. The wing back.
I think his name Palestri.
Not Palestri. That's our boy.
Is it?
I forgot his name.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, they got him, which it looks like they're trying to get players for Alonso. So yeah, we'll see what happens there. But yeah, man,
yeah, no, it'll be interesting.
Like, looks all very messy up at Chelsea. But yeah, bro, do you have any other final things you want to comment on before we wrap this up?
No, man. I think we've done a good job on touching on the story. I thought you would want to laugh a little bit about the Diamande to Liverpool. I saw Newcastle fans were enjoying that one with the food chain. Man. But I'm sorry, I don't know.
I think the only interesting thing is that like I think it was the timing of everything, innit? It's the fact that Liverpool had bid already, and it's like and then that comes out later. It's just like, oh, rah, like, so what was just that? Was that always the case? Or were you just bidding? Like, because I understand why Newcastle fans will laugh about that, because that's what Newcastle were doing before. Like, with Šeško, I remember, it's just like United were waiting and saying, we're going to bid when we know that he's coming to us. Like, once he's, and it's like, and Newcastle were just throwing bids in. And it's just like, what's these aimless bids, bro, when the player hasn't agreed that he wants to come to you? So I feel like that's the interesting thing, where it's just like, like, bro, is that a thing that he gave you an impression and then it changed, or what happened here? Because, man, like, I think they've got to solve that right wing problem, because Salah's left. Like, and they need to replace, because even when they're talking about Barcola, and which they potentially might go for, he's not a right winger. Like, like he plays off the left, like, so. And obviously even
once he called him Diamande, I thought he actually looked better when he played on the left.
But he can. Really, but I think a lot of their vision will be playing on the right, and I think it's because he can play on both sides. So it's like I think that's gonna be the thing. Because I think even with Diamande on the right, I think they would have probably be envisioning something like, obviously Murphy at Newcastle had a really good connection with Isak, where it's just like, so I think they wanted someone direct, like, who can like have a go at his fullback and then obviously deliver the ball in. I think Isak will be a big part of what they do next year, obviously, if he can just stay fit. So they've got to figure that out, and then obviously they've got midfield things to figure out as well. So it's just man, we'll see. The market is just man. I feel like
maybe it's when teams start dropping out the World Cup too, they'll start accelerating too. Because I also feel like it's like a finely balanced point where nothing's really happening at the same time. Wow, there's a lot of talk. But
I think probably even like over the next week, even like the Mateus Fernandes stuff, like I feel like we'll have a better idea as regards to what's happening there. Because I feel like that's what we're just waiting for. I'm waiting for the Spurs bid. Like, that's what I'm waiting. That's what I'm waiting for.
Again, but that like if he wants to do it on Monday and say Spurs, hold it, hold your.
You know what? You know what the thing is. You know what the thing is. I feel like one, Mendes. Two, he definitely knows that he doesn't want to stay and play in the Championship next season. So I feel like he also knows that he needs to play this a certain way. Like, do you get me? Because it's like, you see, even with like Mbeumo when he was at Brentford, it's like when Mbeumo's saying that he only wants to go United, if that deal didn't go through, the worst thing that will happen is that he stays and plays for a Premier League team for another year. Like, do you get me? Whereas with Mateus Fernandes, that's not the case. Like, do you get me? It's the same with Diamande. He knows that, cool, PSG are on him. And then even if it doesn't happen this year, he'll just stay at Leipzig. And it's like, I think he'll be happy to do that. But I think that's the difference. With Mateus Fernandes, it's like, bro, he's not trying to play no Championship football. So it's like, I think he's, we'll see in it. We'll see what Mendes is also obviously probably trying to get a good package for. Yeah, we'll see what happens, man. But that whole saga is just even, bro, because even it came to the point where it's like, and again, you know, I rate him, like I do rate him, but I was just like, bro, like what? I can't believe there's this much fuss over Mateus Fernandez, bro. Like,
Yeah, it's actually been ongoing for weeks now.
I'm just like, bro, what's this saga? How's this turned into a saga? Like, bro, it's even a name. Like, do you get me? So, yeah, man. Like, we'll see what happens. But anyway, people, thank you for tuning in. Obviously, a lot to catch up on. We appreciate anyone who's tuned in, whether it's 30 seconds, a minute, half an hour, the whole stream. But yeah, man, off season, a lot of stuff going on. World Cup footy. So yeah, man.
Even tonight, I don't know what's going on in that Germany. I was even trying to see if I can see the score lines, but
yeah, it's 0-0 currently.
0-0, yeah. Cool. We'll see, man. Because Germany too. We need to talk about them too. That's another one.
Yeah.
No, let's see. They're still in the competition after this round, but now, bro, definitely great catching up. It's been a while since the last stream, so now I'm looking forward to being back in it and hopefully, just seeing where this World Cup goes and what actually happens with this interesting summer that's ahead of us. So now, man, should be good. So thank you very much, bro. Everyone,
stay blessed, people. In a bit. Stay blessed.